Each year, about 80 million tons of freight passes through the Sioux Locks. Most of the freight is taconite iron ore pellets from the mines at the western end of Lake Superior. Approximately 2/3 of all taconite produced in the United States and Canada goes to the locks here at Sioux. The many cargoes carried downbound through the locks are taconite, low sulfur coal from Montana, wheat, and other grain. The main cargoes coming upbound through the locks are coal from West Virginia, limestone. Limestone is used in the manufacture of steel and processing of sugar beets. The ocean vessels traveling downbound to the Sioux Locks are usually loaded with cargoes of wheat and other grain products, which are transported to countries all over the world.
Probably can't see it, but we're going up.
Each year, many ocean vessels from countries all over the world pass through the Sioux Locks here. The main cargo carried downbound through the Sioux Locks. Aboard ocean vessels are wheat and other grain products. Grain is usually loaded aboard the ocean vessels that links to the important cities of Superior, Wisconsin, and Thunder Bay, Ontario. All ocean vessels must have a Great Lakes pilot on board while they are traveling on the St. Mary's River. The Great Lakes pilot assists in guiding the vessel through the various twisting channels of the St. Mary's River, and especially through the Sioux Locks. They'll fly a red and white coach line on top of the pilot house when the Great Lakes pilot is aboard. So you can see the Burns Harbor is exiting her lock. She arrived in the lock about a half hour ago and is now underway, heading towards Burns Harbor, Indiana, right down by Gary, the southern tip of Lake Michigan. That trip should take her about 30 hours or so. What she has to do is leave the locks, proceed down the remaining 45 miles of the St. Mary's River before she enters Lake Huron at Detour, Michigan, and then she'll turn west, go underneath the Mackinac Bridge, entering Lake Michigan, and then sailing south to Gary, Burns Harbor. And you can see on her deck a lot of, looks like little boxes, rolled boxes on the surface. Those are the hatches or the hatch covers that are used when they're loading material into the hull of the vessel. And in this case, probably up in Duluth. When they get to Gary or Burns Harbor, those hatch covers stay in place. What they use instead is the unloading boom, which is on the upper deck. The white structure looks like a crane. Once they tie up down to Burns Harbor, that boom will be swung over to the side where they wish to offload the material. And then the holes, each one of them containing iron ore, will be opened up and dumped onto a conveyor belt that's moving the full length of the vessel from the bow back to the stern. Once the material gets to the end,